So the answer to this is yes, eventually. Eventually, your appetite catches up. Now, I'm not saying that it's not easy to overeat. I'm not saying that there aren't times when, like, I want to eat more than I should. Like, obviously, yes. But the difference is now that my appetite is, like, caught up with me, for one thing, I've learned my actual hunger cues and not just what sounds good. And yes, as you get smaller, the amount that you want does also get smaller within reason, okay? I'm not saying that you all of a sudden, when you hit a certain weight, you don't want a little more than what you should. But the amount changes. Does that make sense? Like for me, I used to could very easily eat half of an extra large pizza or half of a large pizza. It depended on the day. I could do either one. Really, I could do more than that. And sidetrack. Let's say I ate half of a large pizza and then I had like 2 or 3 brownies from Papa John's, which by the way are delicious. But let's say I did that. Okay, I could still like an hour later eat more. Now, I was pushing past fullness. It was uncomfortable, but I would do it. Now, I've learned that feeling and I don't like to feel uncomfortably full anymore. Like now I'm just used to that, like I'm just used to my normal being not that. So I do try to stop before I get to that point because I don't like that feeling anymore. Does that make sense? Also, if I was going to overeat, it would be like 3 pieces of pizza, not 7. Does that make sense? Like I'm not hungry all the time. I get hungry a little bit before meals and I think that's normal. That's how we're supposed to live because like that's why it's time to eat. It's because it's time to be hungry. I do get hungry a little bit in between meals, like when it's time to eat. That just means that it's time to eat soon. Not a big deal. And then I eat until I'm comfortably full. That's just how it is. The amount that it takes to make me comfortably full is a smaller amount than when I was morbidly obese, because my body needs fewer calories. I think what I'm trying to say is yes, eventually your mind and your body do catch up to the amount of calories that you need. But that doesn't mean that it's easy to not overeat, if that makes sense. But the amount is different. I don't know, I'm probably rambling. I don't even know if that even makes sense. I think what I'm trying to say is that at some point, the urge to binge does kind of go away. I'm not saying perfectly. I'm not saying that I never feel the urge to sit down on the couch with a bag of chips and eat until I'm miserable. I'm not saying that never happens. What I'm saying is when I was morbidly obese, that was happening all of the time. Now that might happen once every other month where my brain's like, do it. And then I have to find other ways to stop myself from doing it, like making myself busy doing something else or telling myself, okay, you can have chips, but like measure it out. You know, like there are safeguards around it. But even still, because I've learned my fullness cues over time, you know, it's been almost 4 years, okay? Over time, I have learned my fullness cues and I don't like to be uncomfortably full anymore. I don't like to be stuffed 110%. I do like to be, you know, between like 60 to 85% full, you know, but you can start to feel, I don't know, because it seems like you're just now starting, so that probably doesn't even make any sense at this point for you. I mean, unless you're not as far gone as I was at the time. You do eventually learn what it feels like to be too full. And you do eventually, you do eventually learn the feeling of I'm getting full, I'm getting too full, it's time to slow down, it's time to stop. You do also get comfortable with being ready to eat, like getting hungry in time to eat, okay? And that was such a foreign concept for me too because I was always full. I was eating all the time. I was always full. And I mean, I don't mean like I was having huge meals all the time, but I was snacking on stuff all the time. But when I was morbidly obese, eating 3,000 to like 4,500 calories in a day was normal. Okay, that's what I was used to. So of course, dropping it down to 2,000 was cutting my calories in half. So of course that took some time to get used to, and of course that took some time to be okay with, and for my body and my mind to connect on those things and to be okay with it, okay? It was a crazy amount to cut. Like, to me, to my subconscious, like, what are we doing? Are we starving to death? Now that I've gotten used to eating around 1,700 calories, when I went into maintenance for a few months and I was eating like 2,000, 2,100 calories, that was so many calories. I was so full I didn't know what to do with myself, okay? And that's the difference. It's the same amount of calories, right? It's just when I started, I was used to eating so much that my mind had not caught up to it. And then when I had gotten used to an appropriate amount, it was like, oh wow, I don't think I could eat more. Now, I could obviously I didn't become morbidly obese by not being able to push past being hungry. The urge is almost never there, and I don't like the feeling anymore. Long story short, eventually it gets a lot easier, and eventually your appetite does start to come back to reality.